My name is Ries Boers. I'm a Milton Rotarian, and I had a business in Milton for 25 years, a collision repair shop, and I've since sold it, retired successfully, and living the good life. Probably the most important thing is to focus on your goal and to ask other people to help you attain it. Don't be afraid to ask for help. I had a lot of mentors throughout my career, as I was in the automotive industry for 50 years, so obviously over that time I met and spoke to a lot of successful automotive professionals, and with their assistance I achieved my goal. Yeah, you know what, I was a cub leader, and I think being in the Scout movement, your whole job is actually being a mentor to the kids. And Colin Best, who is now a counselor in the town of Milton, was one of my cubs. And I'm proud to see that Colin has been very successful. Now, I can't take credit for all of it, but Colin and I are still really good friends, and it's kind of cool to see what your mentoring can and will do. As I said, I was in the automotive industry for 50 years. I had my own business for 25. Had I had this opportunity, I probably would have been in business for myself much, much sooner. I took a giant step, probably without a lot of assistance, and it kind of scares you a little when somebody's there to hold your hand, and I don't mean literally, I mean figuratively. It takes a lot of the pressure off somebody that's been there and done it before you. There's no harm in following in somebody else's footsteps. Absolutely not. Well, the value of that is number one, it may be a turning point in their future. A lot of the high school kids have no idea where they're going or what they want to do. They're there because they have to be. That was my case. I knew I had a passion for cars, but I had no idea that my career would lead me where it did. But with some mentoring and with keeping your eyes open and your ears to the ground, you can guide yourself into the right direction. Absolutely. And I've repeated this so many times. I had a school teacher, a history teacher actually, and I probably made life quite miserable for her because academia was not my forte. Her name was Annie MacArthur. She was the Reeve of Nasquia Township, became the mayor of Milton, and she told me one day, she took me aside, she says, "Ries, get a trade." And that was probably the most important mentoring session I ever had in my life. No, I didn't listen to her right away, but I tucked that in the back of my head, and when the time came when I struggled to find a career, I kept remembering that, and I ended up going to a collision repair shop for half the hourly rate that I was making in construction, which really didn't do much for me. I keep thinking of myself, and maybe that's being a little selfish, but if I'd had this opportunity, I would have been successful much sooner, in business much sooner, and probably had a chain of collision repair shops as opposed to one. Now, I've done quite well with what I had, but the possibilities are endless. With the Python pit, you're going to have some key players on your team, and as the Olympics have proven, there's nothing better than a good team. In school, I was a bit of a goof, fooled around a lot, didn't accomplish a whole lot. One of my key lines is, "The mighty oak was once a nut like me."